you.
Yeah. I mean, shit happens. What can you do?
Yeah, shit does happen. I think we're live now. Hopefully people can hear us.
Sorry about my blurry background, but my room's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
People just gonna have to get used to it.
You didn't clean your room this week, did you?
No. I decided to go a little sloppy.
A little slappy.
Little slappy.
I could see your dog back there, even though it's all blurred up. So
yeah, she's right behind me. I don't know if you can see her. Can you see her? There she is, right there.
Yeah, I see the poochers.
Over there is like a blanket. So.
All right. So welcome to the members only chat for this Friday of, I don't know, what the hell's the date? The 22nd? 1st? I don't know.
Say it's the 21st.
21st. I believe we have a couple people in chat. I saw Rick say something and Mercius say something as well. We've got two of our members here in the chat, so awesome for that. Got a couple things we'll be talking about tonight, including episode 4 to continue the rant of Star Wars Acolyte. And God. And then we're going to talk a little bit about polls and the channel and everything like that. And then, take some questions. If everybody has any questions. Otherwise, we'll just say goodbye. But this is for the members only and to be released to the public after the members have actually all watched it and stuff like that and commented and, had their fun, their worth. Right, Jeff?
Yes, but don't forget, we will still probably do a response to your comments, even though if you're not a member, we'll still respond to your comments.
We're gonna save the response for the next week's video.
Come on!
No, we're not doing that again.
People somewhat tolerated it.
Nobody cared about it. So
nobody cared.
Anyway, so.
Are you okay? What was that? Are you casting an evil curse? Stop that.
Yes. I am cursing. And I'm trying to get this up here. Hold on.
I cast smelly feet on you.
Nah, we'll put us on the side. That's probably better. There. So episode 4, it was called Day. And the 4th episode of this series was the shortest Star Wars episode of all the live action TV shows, and Jeff's gone.
I'm here, but apparently my camera doesn't want to work.
Oh, okay.
So
it was the shortest one of all the episodes that we've had so far of all the series. I mean, it was 27 minutes, plus we had the recaps of previously what happened and things like that. And it's not short enough, he's telling us in chat. So, yeah, I mean, it really... So the premise is they're going after the Wookiee. They're going to find the Wookiee before May, the Jedi killer, finds the Wookiee and dispatches the Wookiee.
Would you say it's the shortest but the longest?
Yeah, it was the shortest.
It feels like it took forever.
Yeah, it was the shortest but the longest episode yet because it was just dull, boring walking through the forest episode. And so Master Soul has to convince Master Vern here, as you can see on the screen. Why does it say split broadcaster now, Jeff? What are you doing?
I'm trying to get my camera to work again.
Anyway, so he has to convince her to let him go. And he's like, whoa, I need to continue chasing after May and, bring May in. And we have to protect what was his name? Chewbacca, whatever his name was. Hogan Jedi, whatever his name was.
It's Hogan Wookiee, yes.
Hogan Wookiee, thank you. Hogan Wookiee with the stupid hair. And she's like, well, fine. If you can convince Osha to go, then as long as she's with you, then it made no sense. But he was like, okay, I could do it. And he goes to her, I need you to do this. And she's like, okay.
Okay.
And then we see them get on the ship and they start heading to there. And then we cut to May. There's like so many of those old school Star Wars wipes in this episode that it's like a kid was playing with the wipes. You know how they did those old school wipes in the original Star Wars and everything and the prequels?
Yeah, the side wipes, yeah.
Yeah, this was side wipes, corner wipes, up and down wipes, diagonal wipes. It was just like, dude, enough. It was so many wipes. I was just like, stop. This is not how it works. The forest did look
It
cool.
might as well have been like, the old DC Super Friends. Meanwhile.
Yeah, it was just kind of Ted Knight going, meanwhile, over and over again. Or, I'm sorry, meanwhile. Yeah, that's the Ted Knight one. Yeah, God. And we also get we also get to see a new character, this like weasel fucking thing. I don't know if he's like a hedgehog or something, but he's considered a civilian that works with the Jedi, and only like one person understands him, and that was like Surfer Dude Jedi with the hair, the Jedi Knight guy. And he's basically considered a bloodhound. He's going to sniff out Kelnaka's, I think that was his name, Kelnaka's, where he is exactly. They know he's on this planet Kofar. That's about it. Yeah, what? Yeah.
Hogan Wookie, yeah.
Fine, Hogan Wookie. He's a real American. And they're gonna get to that planet. I wish your camera worked, man.
I wish so too.
Oh well. Yeah, so they get to this planet and they're like not sure where he is, but you get an overview of the forest, and he's just like, yes, he's in there somewhere. So we put a picture of Jeff up now. Okay.
Hey, I do what I can.
We should get that picture from Corey of you with the cup. That'd be the perfect picture to put up. No, you don't want that picture?
No, I don't want that picture.
Oh, okay, fine. And yeah, so they're going through the forest. At the same time, May is with that dude from the apothecary shop, who apparently knows exactly where the Wookiee lives. I don't know how he knows, but he just knows. He's like, I know where he is.
It's the male force. It always knows what direction it's going.
Yeah, but the thing is, the subtle, stupid hints that he is probably the Jedi Sith. I mean, the Sith Master is kind of weird because he knows, like, literally, he knows everything about the dude. He knows what her test is exactly here, and she's supposed to kill a Jedi without using a weapon, which is like an impossible task. And he basically is just like, he's going to kill you. He knows way too much about this mysterious Sith Lord that she's never seen, and apparently he's never seen either. They've only seen his shadow of him.
Oh, we also get to see his lightsaber, don't forget. Or its lightsaber. We don't know if it's a man or woman. It could be either or. Which one of bed's a dude?
Oh, yeah, probably a white guy, too.
He's a Star Wars friend. He's a Star Wars fan. That's why he's the enemy.
Yeah, he's probably a Star Wars fan, probably of the EU, the extended universe. Or actually, was it Legends, right? No,
Legends. Yeah. He's a Legends fan, therefore he's the enemy.
Oh. There's just something in this episode you're gonna really hate too, because I thought it made no sense whatsoever. So when the Jedi, remember how we were talking, we were playing Helldivers the other day, and I said there's more than one Jedi Council, and we talked about how there's the High Council, and then there's little councils everywhere.
Yeah, because it all started back in the extended universe days, and they really brought that out in Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. When your character starts on Dantooine, and they have their own Jedi Council there on Dantooine. You're like,
right?
I thought this would be on Coruscant. Nope.
Well, they're at the Jedi Academy, and they have their little council, and they're all talking. And let me see if I can get to it here. Hold on a second. Look who shows up.
I mean, there's a 4-head, a 5-head, but this guy's a 10-head.
Yeah, that's Master Mundi.
Mundi, yeah.
Who isn't born for 40 more years.
You know what? I figured they'd bring Yoda in by now, but
nope.
Can't have any good characters on there.
Nope, and everybody was up in arms about this because the dude wasn't born for another 40 years, but they're defending it by saying, well, his date of birth really wasn't canon, and that was Legends canon anyway, and it was also made up by a computer program. So who's to say he wasn't there 40 years earlier? Who's to say how old he actually was?
I mean, if that's the case, they could put anyone in there.
Why don't you just have Anakin Skywalker standing in the background? Why not?
Get that snake dude from episode 1 that that never showed up ever again.
Oh yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Jedi Snake Master. Yeah.
Why not put him in there too? I mean, So they're on the planet, and the one dude's rushing May, and then Ray's like, I need to take a break. So she sits down and takes a break.
I'm tired. I don't
Well,
have
they've been pushing all day. And she's like, well, how do you expect me to kill him without a weapon if I'm not properly rested? He's like, fine, I'm going to scout and get some water for you. And in that time period, she's just like, maybe I really shouldn't do this anymore. Maybe because my sister's alive, I should go find Master Hulk Hogan and
Master True American Wookiee.
Yeah, True American Wookiee. And maybe I should just turn myself in and we could talk about things. And I just 180 out of nowhere. Meanwhile,
I'm not evil anymore. Meanwhile,
yeah. Meanwhile, back with the Jedis. They're creeping through the forest, and these awful scenes that you can like. The forest is beautiful, but you could just the way they set this up was just really bad. You can like kind of hear the director going, and action, and then they start walking into the scene. So at one point they're walking through the forest and they see these little black bulbous things on trees. And Master Soul's like, this isn't a very good forest. We should probably walk through here quietly and not figure out what left these. So everyone's like, yeah, that's a good idea. We're going to trust him. But no, not OSHA. She's just like, I feel something.
I'm a protagonist. I got to figure it out.
I feel something because my Jedi powers are suddenly coming back to me. Let me touch this giant black bulbous thing on the tree.
Let me guess, something bad happens to her.
No, nothing really bad happens to her. But she touches it and she's just like, I thought there was something here. So then she keeps walking, and then you see the thing is like this giant bug that crawls up the tree after she touches it. And she turns around like, and she's
action. I said action.
Yeah. Action, And then Master Soul is walking with the rest of the group. They cut back, and you hear May scream, OSHA scream because it's the giant bug coming after her, but Master Soul does his Jedi flippy flips in the air and kills it. So I don't know. And there's like 40, it looks like when they first land on the planet, there's 47 Jedi to go after this one girl. It's like, how many Jedi do you need? Unless it's like Star Trek with the red shirts, they're going to be dead Jedi.
I don't know. To me, I mean,
they had so many Jedi.
On, but according to the normal rules, I mean, if they find a sense of evil and darkness, isn't it usually Jedi policy to dispatch people to investigate it?
Yeah, it is.
So,
but they don't need to send 12 Jedi.
No, I get that. I mean, two would usually work, but still, I mean,
two in a Padawan. I don't know.
Let's not figure this out. Let's just go on. We have a mission. It's like, isn't there a mission to defeat the Sith and all evil Force things?
Well, they don't actually say Sith at any point in the episode because Soul said a while back that there's no current Sith that he's aware of. He figures they're all non-existent at this point. Yeah, I don't know.
That's if you go back in the lore, that was kind of their plan, was to fade into nothingness. The Sith still exists, but their best defense is being hidden.
There's a couple scenes we do get while this whole is all going on between the stupid wipes, by the way.
Meanwhile,
meanwhile, back with the Wookiee Hulk Hogan.
True American Wookiee.
Yeah, he's sitting there flexing, doing this, something like that.
Brother.
There's a couple scenes of him, like, tending to a fire and, cooking his food and looking around and crap like that. Just to set the scene so he's alive.
God. Meanwhile, back at the Sith.
So then the dude that's with May comes back after a brief time, and she's just like, I'm Oh, that's right. She hides from him, and you sets a trap, and he gets caught in a trap, like one of those little lasso traps that pull him up in the air. I fit the foot
Wait,
traps or whatever.
they caught a Jedi with the
No.
whole.
The dude that was with May. The dude that was with May.
Oh, yeah.
The apothecary guy. Yeah, he comes running back to May because he gets some sense that she's in trouble, and he gets caught in a trap, and he's hanging upside down, and she's just like, "I'm gonna go find Master." All of a sudden, it's Master.
I can throw
Master,
daggers, but I want to find Master first.
yeah, Master Hulk Hogan, and I want to turn myself in. My sister's alive. This changes everything. I don't need to kill him anymore. He's gonna kill you, he says, and she's just like, "I don't care," and she runs off, leaving him hanging there. She finally gets to the place because she's like, "Oh, he told me it was only 10 minutes more." So she finally gets to where he lives in like this rock thing you saw in that one episode where he broke the gun. And she runs inside and she's like, "Master blah blah blah, Master blah blah blah." And he's sitting in a chair near his fire. And it's like, okay, why isn't he moving? She finally gets over there and like gets to look at him, and he's sliced in half. Well, he's sliced his guts out by it looks like a lightsaber. And she just goes, and then the Jedi show up. And Master Soul's like, "She's in there. I sense it." And then the knight, the dude with the surfer hair, I call him, he looks like the 90s surfer dude from like the 90s cartoons with that hairstyle he's got going there. And he's just like, "In the name of the Galactic Council of, I don't know, of Vern, come out with your hands up. We know you're in there, May." And she's peering out through the window. And they're all just standing there waiting, and all of a sudden, May, who's behind, I'm sorry, Osha, who's it's so stupid with these twins. Osha, who's behind them waiting, gets a sense of dread, and she turns around. And there's a Sith. We don't know he's Sith, but there's a dude. We don't know he's a dude. There's a person.
We don't know if it's a person.
Yeah, we don't know if it's a person.
An entity.
And an entity comes sliding down from behind her with a helmet on and black cloak. And all the Jedi sense the evil, and they turn around. He walks up to Osha, looks at her, ignites his lightsaber in her face, and she's like all frightened. And the Jedi start to charge with their lightsabers. He swipes her out of the way with the Force, and that's where the episode cuts.
Sounds like I missed nothing.
Yeah, you missed nothing. Because it was, let's see, after all the recaps and the credits and everything, it was 24 minutes of probably boring, bad acting walking through the forest.
All right, so I will say this about the Star Wars franchise. They have not gotten bad actors. I would say bad directors. I would say bad writers. Definitely bad writers.
I don't know. The one that plays May and Osha is just awful.
I would say that's more or less the director.
Yeah, you think so?
And the writers, and not so much the actress. Because I once when I was watching the first two episodes, I believe that was the character. I believe, I didn't have any sense of disbelief when it came to the characters until like episode 3 when it really got weird. But it was like if you go back to the sequels with Daisy May or Daisy Ridley.
Daisy May. Yeah.
I think all those characters, all those people were excellent actors. I just think it was bad production, bad writing. When I see this show, I say you can't cancel us if we make it so bland. There's nothing that other than it being bland that you can criticize. So that's why I keep calling them business friendly.
It was like what, $23 million to make episodes of this thing, and they can't show the Wookiee having his final death scene? Come on.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can't cancel this based on any current political reasons, cultural reasons. You cannot cancel this show other than it being boring.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely boring.
That's why I kept on saying business appropriate this, business appropriate that. Because if you were to go if you were to be at your job,
Okay.
and let's say you're at a corporate job, and you happen to be watching this on your break, at no point could someone say, "Hey, you can't watch that here because of this reason or that reason."
As opposed to watching Dexter at work.
Yeah, as opposed to watching something more risque, you know.
Ooh, risque.
Mhm.
Wow. Mm.
And so, let's say The Boys. You know you can't watch The Boys at
Based on
the
last
business.
season? No.
Exactly. So I watched last season. I'm watching this season of The Boys. It's pretty good. But
Is it?
this,
Everyone keeps saying it's all like quote unquote woke.
I mean, there's signs of it there, but it's not based on that.
Yeah, they just said Eric Kripke cannot keep his political opinions to himself in this season, and he didn't
Right.
care. But I
Yeah.
haven't watched the season yet. I will be. I was interested
Uh,
in the show, so
but that you can't watch at work. This you can watch at work, and no one can say anything.
it's Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean that they can comment of what it is, but they can't complain about it. Oh, you can't be seeing that. You can't be watching that here. It's
Please.
business appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Well, episode 5 promises to be full of action and full of other crap. But I wanted to share with you also the writer's response to all these things, which was on Twitter. So we had this person ask the writer, which is CK Joe, I don't know what her name is, Claire, first name. And the guy asked her, I hope it doesn't sound rude, but may I ask, are they mandating y'all to keep the episodes short? Wish they were longer like other streamers. We wrote this one and next week's together, and they kind of had total ballpark limits for both. For reasons, next week's had to be longer. Be a longer one, so this one had to be kept short. I think this is the shortest of the 8. Don't quote me though. It gets better. And we never got a chance to see the Wookiees death fight, Wookiees Jedi fight. Shame on you. Unfortunately, not everything gets to be included for budget and story reasons. We had to add. We had an early draft that showed his fight and death scene, but it ultimately broke the POV of the episode in a way that I think wouldn't have worked well. What? No. People wanted to see that. They wanted to see that Wookiee. The thing that makes me want to set traps. The rest of the episode was rad, though. Basil is very good at evading traps. That's that stupid weasel thing. Kelnock had quite a few set up, and whatever. I like the episode to the ending until the ending is a very unnatural cutoff point. I know it's a killer, but that was the most natural place to end. You'll see when you see next week's episode comes out. The most natural place is the beginning of an action sequence.
Watch this be a tease. They get to the next episode, and the guy's like, "Haha! I threw you away. Now run away. You can't
Yeah,
catch me
right.
now."
Did you consult Dave Filoni before writing this episode? Not before the actual writing, but after breaking, he gave notes to all scripts and has ultimately approved them along with the rest of the Lucasfilm team. Yeah, sure he did. Did you watch this episode? The Jedi don't believe that this is Sith, and he wasn't even on Kofar. This is the way.
That was
Did she even?
worst.
Did she even watch the episode? I mean, I don't know. In episode 1, he said that the Sith have been extinct for 1,000 years. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They've been extinct. So Master Soul said that. So either he was lying on episode 1 or oops, I forgot. Neither option is great. Not to worry for me. In my head, I don't consider any of this actual Star Wars, but I do feel bad for people who do.
Okay, so I'm going to defend the Star
But
Wars.
her response is he has never known about any Sith during that time. That's
Yeah.
why.
So I'm gonna defend Star Wars for a little bit and
How dare
say,
you?
lore wise, it wasn't a whoopsie for a guy. It wasn't a mistake. It was intentional that the Sith that the Sith remain hidden.
Yeah.
There are dark side users, which the Jedi have to go and get, that claim they're Sith, but according to the Jedi, they're not true Sith. So saying the Sith are back is the Sith are gone is not unrealistic. There are dark side users, but the Sith and his true intentions are gone.
So someone said, so you've never watched The Phantom Menace, probably seen it 40 times, obsessed as a kid. I feel bad for this person.
Sure.
Anybody that's obsessed with The Phantom Menace is just not a Star Wars fan. Oh.
Her favorite character is Jar Jar.
No, she probably liked the kid.
Which one? Was it what was their names? Who were Anakin's friends in The Phantom Menace?
Oh, I don't remember. I watched it once and I said, this is garbage. Let's go back to this. What Glorp is asking now. Go ahead and you can look that up. So I'm reading this. Like, why was she even killing Jedi in the first place then? I assume she wanted revenge. Does her sister being alive remove her thirst for revenge then? I'm just having trouble understanding how does one go from death to the Jedi to for the Republic, screw this Acolyte guy. They're talking about May, how she changed her attitude suddenly. She's not in a good moment. She's just super tired of this pointless, what she considers pointless, missions and errands her master is making her do. And I think the revenge that really fueled her just isn't quite the same once she knows Osha is alive. Dumb. Oh yeah, so they called the other Jedi there red shirts in the script. Stupid. The episode was dumb, was boring. And the next episode better have tons of lightsaber action, otherwise it's going to be dumb and boring as well. Are you still looking that up?
Yeah, it's Kix and Dexter.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you. This is
so.
There you go.
Oh God, yeah.
Kix and Dexter. who actually show up in the comic books with Darth Vader too.
Super. Overall, you didn't miss anything, and you could probably watch the next episode and not miss a beat.
Probably not. I like I said, I've given up on it. I mean,
you know what?
Will they have a cool fight scene? Probably.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I will say their fight scenes have been consistently good. In episode was it 1 and 2, despite that one bartender coming back. Oh hey, while there's assassins here, I'm going to clean these spots on my bar. But yeah, the action scenes have been consistently good.
That was funny. Oh, let me clean this bar. Crash. Oops.
Oopsies. But yeah, I would say their combat scenes have been really good.
He gave up. He gave up even before it started. Yeah, well, I've watched so many episodes now at this point, and we're reviewing it on this thing, so I'm just going to stick to the end so I can just laugh the whole time. It's good material, but I just think it's a good laugh at this point. It's not Star Wars to me anymore. It hasn't been Star Wars since probably Rogue One for me. I mean, that's probably the last true enjoyable Star Wars I've watched.
You know what?
I will say that I did like Kenobi. I will say that much.
Kenobi was okay.
Well, it was mostly because it was the nostalgia for the character, how he played it. I think that's more what it was.
I was happy to have. Who played Anakin?
Ewan McGregor. I think it was McGregor, right?
That was Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Who played Anakin? No, I forgot. Help me out here.
Oh, Christian Hayden.
Hayden Christensen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was glad to see him back as Anakin Skywalker in Ahsoka and in Kenobi. However, I do not like that he won at the very end of Kenobi. He should have lost and he should have ran. The fact that he won against Darth Vader, who is supposed to be this overlooming, Death Lord. You see Darth Vader and you know death is gonna, is on his way to kill you. I mean, the fact that he won against him is kind of breaking for me, Star Wars wise.
Yeah, I don't think they even cared about canon after that. So,
but you think that you see Darth Vader, and if you see him and he's going against you, you're gonna end up dead. I mean, look at the scene at the end of Rogue One where he's just tearing through those guys.
Yeah,
and yes,
them.
I realize that Obi-Wan Kenobi is a master of defense, but it's Darth Vader. Give it a little bit more canon. Give him a little more leeway than, oh, he was able to defeat me by defending himself so well.
Well, that's just one weakness. People who defend themselves.
Yeah, Hankins' one weakness is the high ground. We all know that. And
Yeah.
sand.
The fucking sand. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, and he's really absolutely right about this. Canon. We don't need your stinking canon. And
Yeah,
the fact that Kathleen Kennedy keeps saying, "Well, it's not like we had all this material. You had all those novels."
I think it was so funny. Someone, I think it was Rick that posted it. Like, how could R2D2 be gay? Be a lesbian? It's a droid. It's a robot. It has no gender.
Yeah, robots have no genders, exactly. I mean, they may mimic one, but they don't have one. So, I don't want to know. I just don't want to.
We don't need your stinky canon.
Exactly. Canon is for the birds. I don't know what this. I'll watch it to the end, and hopefully it doesn't get a second season like every other Star Wars thing that they've done so far. Because not any has Boba Fett got a second season? I don't even know.
I think they were working on it, but I think it fell through. I hope Ahsoka gets a second season because I just want Thrawn back.
Yeah, I haven't even watched Ahsoka. I have to watch that.
Yeah,
this is the worst timeline. You are right. The worst timeline. They splintered off and made the worst timeline.
What? The timeline except for I call this the Catherine Kennedy timeline. Not canon timeline.
She doesn't know what she's doing, and I was hoping she would be gone, but she's not gone, so we just have to deal with what it is.
It's like Star Trek. You know how James Abrams had the B universe?
Oh, the Kelvin verse, yeah.
I consider this the same way. This is the Kelvin Star Wars universe.
Ugh.
This is what happened if everyone was lame and gay.
I will say Strange New Worlds is actually pretty good. I don't know if you've watched that yet for Star Trek.
The only episode I've seen in Strange New Worlds is the one where they had the lower deckers in there.
That episode was actually very good. It's neat to see them in their human form as opposed to just the voices.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But that show overall is actually pretty well done. I have to say it. I'm definitely hooked on Strange New Worlds. I like it a lot. Though I don't like the Captain Kirk character because they didn't make him out to be, well, how Shatner depicted him, kind of.
Well, how do they depict him as?
As if Jim Carrey was still playing the character from In Living Color. So I don't know. He just reminds me of Jim Carrey playing William Shatner playing Captain Kirk In Living Color. That's what it reminds me of. He doesn't fit the role. He's not manly enough, and he's not like Kirk. He just doesn't come across as Kirk.
Well, Kirk, his main thing was just his bravado.
This guy does not have bravado. This guy has I'm a big wuss.
I can't talk to girls. But you're Captain Kirk. You go for every girl. You even go for girls that are taken. No, it's scary.
His hitting on women in there, like how he flirts with them, comes off as just creepy. Like Shatner, when he did the original 60s thing, it was just like, hey, baby. And he was like, bing, sex scene. This is, he's just like, hey, baby. He's like, I want to arrest you.
He didn't have that schmooze.
He's not a schmozzer. No, definitely not. All right, let's get to some polls that we had on the channel. Some interesting to talk about there.
Okay.
So we ran a poll. Who is your favorite DC hero from the co-op game? And the Dandy Archer actually won.
Oh, imagine that. Someone made it, tricked everyone with that last comment they had. What's that comment at the top? Well, let's zoom in on that.
It just says, who's your favorite hero? And then it says,
above that one.
It says, winner, our favorite DC hero co-op game is Danny Archer. What are you talking about that? There's nothing else.
Oh, the one before that says, you guys are really choosing Papa Pizza.
Oh, yeah. Because someone was pushing the Papa Pizza person to win, but, the channel people came out and prevailed and voted Danny Archer instead because he's much better.
Which one? Which Danny Archer, though?
No.
The motorcycle? The one with the back alleys?
There's only one Dandy Archer. The other one's a fake.
The one that's a hobo, or one that drives the motorcycle. Whatever happened to that motorcycle? Did it break down again?
The motorcycle? Well, it's smashed at the moment because we kind of crashed it, I think. No, we crashed the sidecar.
The sidecar crash. That's right.
Yeah, the sidecar crashed, and then because the warranty was up. Because we decided there was some recalls, and then Dandy Archer was like, "Nah, I'll get to it later," and that's how it broke. There was a recall for the hitch on the side of the sidecar, and that's what broke at the last minute because he ignored the recalls in the episode or whatever. But yeah, it's good to see that the voters prevailed and Papa Pizza did not win at all. Thankfully,
I'm gonna have to say they didn't choose your Dandy Archer because that's the Dandy Archer.
Yeah, we broke the Dandy cycle. Shut up, Rick. Yeah, we broke the Dandy cycle. That cycle is getting annoying. So he may have to go. I have to buy just a regular motorcycle going forward. So, but
maybe a scooter mitt for 2.
That's just really weird sounding.
Could you imagine the Dandy Archer in Slam Hog riding around on a little scooter? The Justice Scooter.
The Justice Scooter, where you have your arms wrapped around my waist while we're riding around? Like the ambiguously gay duo or something from Saturday Night Live.
They actually had a car.
That's true. It looked like a penis, though.
Of course, that was the joke.
Yeah. But Papa Pizza is in second place, and Papa Pizza might become more of the story because people love Papa Pizza, and his arch rival should be coming up soon that we're trying to figure out.
Ooh, he's got an arch nemesis?
Yeah. Who would be the arch nemesis of Papa Pizza? What do you think?
Domino's.
Domino's is beneath him. Oh no, Rick. Your motorcycle is definitely going to talk in that episode. He's shadowing about a motorcycle. It does not talk. Oh no, it's going to talk all right.
Well, the Shadowrun, so everything talks.
Everything talks in Shadowrun. I'll have Jeff be the voice of your motorcycle too, to annoy the shit out of you too. So
your gun seems to be low on ammo. Would you like to renew your
subscription?
Ammo?
Your subscription to your guns has expired. You could no longer use your guns.
How much would that suck in the middle of a fight?
Yeah, I don't know.
Pizza Hut is the devil of pizza. Actually, a little bit of news going on. There's a lot of Pizza Huts that are closing down around the country.
Yeah, I saw that today. What's going on with that?
Just losing money.
Oh, well, probably because they rip people off.
Well, they're more expensive than their competitions, but they use more premium products. And just the way they have their corporation set up is kind of goofy. So they're trying to franchise pizza like they do with do at McDonald's. And so just kind of lost a lot of their, because I would say due to the internet, they lost a lot of customers. And that sounds weird. I understand. But, it's like the days in the mall where you used to go and meet your friends at the mall and go to shops and go to movies and whatnot. It's kind of like that, brick and mortar is just going downhill. If Pizza Hut really wanted to stay in business, they would move to a more streamlined process where you just order it online and have it delivered,
and not charge 3,000 fees for it.
Pretty much.
That's what kills me. Ordering from Pizza Hut, Domino's, or Papa John's. Mm-hmm. What is all these fees? I mean, why do I have to be charged a delivery fee?
Oh, and a delivery fee and a tip.
Right. I understand the tip. I understand the tip part. I understand that part totally.
So I was I was working for Pizza Hut for a little bit, and the reason why they do it, and I don't think it's a good reason, is so they could pay their drivers. You're like, well, I'm paying for the pizza, that should be paying for the drivers, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And so they kind of just try to sneak that in there, so you're actually paying the driver's salary when you order a pizza.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, which I think it's stupid.
It is stupid. Absolutely. I don't know. We got pizza the other night, and I looked at the thing, and it was like $22 for a $9 pizza after everything was said and done. I was like, F that. I'll just go pick it up and pay $9 plus tax. And that's all they
really
got.
want to stick it to the pizza company, go to Walmart, order yourself, get yourself a frozen pizza.
Yeah.
Make it the way you want, or make it, buy the dough, make your own pizza at home.
Or go to Papa Murphy's.
Because the time you wait for a pizza to be delivered, you could put it in the oven and just make it yourself by the time.
But it's not the same, Jeff.
You know what? A good model would be for pizza places to sell their sauce in store.
That might be a good idea. Yeah.
So you could buy a Pizza Hut sauce that tastes just like pizza. What?
Magic Johnson just heard you.
Wait, what?
No, wrong person. Never mind. What's his name that owns the Papa John's? I can't think. Magic Johnson.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Now I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Wrong basketball player.
We'll just call him Papa John from now on.
Now, Papa John's should go by Pizza Hut.
No, Papa John's has their own thing going. They don't want to deal with it.
No, I meant Papa John himself, the guy that got kicked out of his own company.
Oh, the one that got kicked out of his own store and go buy Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Yeah, you get blessed with a good. Yeah, if you go to local places, they have great pizza a lot of times. Not here in Texas, though.
And Rick is right, but unfortunately for the majority of places, I would say in the urban and suburb area, it's mostly going to be dedicated to one of 5 different pizza chains. If you live in a small town where they make their own hole in the wall pizza, you're more than likely that's going to be a good pizza. I agree with Rick. But for the majority of America and for the rest of the world, it's probably one of 5 different companies.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's what I'm saying. Sell your sauce directly into the stores. That way people can make it at home. It's just as easy to make it at home as it would be to have it delivered.
Well, that's why a lot of times I'll go to Papa Murphy's. You've been there before, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And Papa Murphy's, if you don't know and don't have it in your area, is one of those places that it's a take and bake. You go there, they basically just put whatever you want on pizza dough and sauce, and you just take it home in a wrapping and put it in your oven.
But those places are really expensive too.
Depends if you have a coupon or not. I usually go when I have a coupon, so it's not that expensive.
That's why I just go to the store, buy. It might not be what you buy at the restaurants, but I go buy a store-bought one, put the toppings I want on it, just bake it myself.
Yeah, we did that a couple times when you guys are over here playing. When we were playing Star Wars and stuff like that, we just went and got a bunch of pizzas from Walmart and put it in the oven, and Jacob complained.
Those who are bougie are usually going to complain.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was still a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, it was Papa Pizza. Enough about the fucking pizza.
Papa Pizza's rival is Papa John's.
Yeah, it's Papa John. No,
I didn't say those words. You can't prove it.
That's right. Papa John's. He's going to say something racist. Be careful. I'm going to buy Pizza Hut, and I'm going to say all the racist words because I own it.
No one can top the Papa Pizza Hut John's.
Papa Pizza Hut John's. That's what he's going to name it? Okay. No. We discussed, and he does have a rival, which we won't tell you the name of, but you'll see eventually when we play that game. So don't forget, look for Nightfall Bay here on the channel, our DC Heroes co-op play. It's a lot of fun. All right, so we ran another poll just the other day. Actually, Jeff ran one about you find a chest. No, this one's you right here, the chest one.
I will say that we share your account.
No, I could say that you're allowed to set editor. You're allowed to set channel managers. Remember that? That's not illegal.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You set people to do these things on purpose. What did Rick say?
Mod pizza is a lot like Chipotle or Subway. It's that you pick your crust, sauce, toppings, and
oh yeah, so it's just like
7-inch or 10 inches of personal pizza.
I bet Rick likes that 10-inch pizza.
Who doesn't like a 10-inch pizza? I like the 40-inch myself.
That's really disgusting and horrible, Jeff.
What's wrong with a big pizza? Sometimes you just want to stuff it down.
You go ahead and stuff down that 40-incher. You want all you want, buddy. Anyway, so we put a poll up. If you find a chessboard adventuring in a dungeon, roll 1d6 what you find. So we got 1,000 gold pieces, 2 a magic item, 3 it's a mimic, 4 of the MacGuffin, 5 a trap, and 6 it's empty. And I don't care. It's loot. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And we had a tie between these 4, so we don't know exactly. But if we look at some of the comments, which some people deleted some of their comments, I noticed. A couple people got a mimic. And some people got nothing at all. So I thought I saw someone had found a magic item too, but I guess the comment's gone.
Oh, I should have put. You should have put that an optional. Put your own like MacGuffin or magic item down below, but
I didn't make the poll.
Shut up. You made the poll.
I didn't make the poll. And then a question out there. I had a question for all people that watch this channel. And I was pushing this because I really wanted to know what type of people listen to the videos that we put out and the videos I put out. What type of gamer are you? See, I'm an old school gamer and in my play style and rulings as a DM, but doesn't mean I won't play modern era games. Well, why would I limit myself? I used to be, no, I'm not playing anything prior to 2000 because I only like old, musty games that smell like someone's basement and cigarettes. Like the hooker down the street. Whoa, okay.
Hey, don't talk about Glinda like that.
Oh, sorry.
You got people that you got to take care of.
Looks like he's, what, grilling? What do you say? Okay, put it up. Yeah, you don't worry. You missed. You go back to grilling. So I asked people what they got about almost 40 votes, and most people kind of agreed with me overall. They'll play anything with an old style like me, and we do apparently have some new age gamers here on our channel that will follow us, Jeff. So that's nice. But someone voted they like watching clickbait gaming videos.
Who doesn't like a little bit of clickbait?
I don't know. I guess they like clickbait gaming
look
videos.
At her. I gotta see what this game's all about.
And then we have my own thing, and people did some comments below, which we could take a look at. Very old school was one person. Another person was very old school. So we do see a majority of people were very old school on this channel. Nothing wrong with that. There's a couple people that have their own thing. Someone brand new to their hobby. Most people will give newer systems a fair shot. Rick, who's in our chat here, he's an old school gaming person like me. So, and then we have Esper Ranger, who was part of the Marvel unofficial canon project who does all those books and supplements for it. He's part of that community, I believe, and he buys whatever places. I mean, that's pretty much how I've been lately in the last couple of years. If something looks really cool, I'm going to pick it up and read it. And not really care where it comes from. Though I'd rather not buy anything from Wizards of the Coast. I'm not going to lie about that.
I mean,
and then some. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say Wizards of the Coast. Their main thing these days is just put out product, make money, make sure they can't get sued or canceled online for whatever product. It's just again another business friendly practice.
TMZ is the Saruman of gaming. I don't even know what that means, but okay, we'll just leave it at that.
But I would say their stuff is really just rehashed and blend it together and make it unoffensive.
I forget what YouTuber said it, and I think I've said this before. Most of the audience of Wizards of the Coast that played D&D 5e are people that want to consume and not actually have to do anything on their own. They want everything handed to them, and they just want to play. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely, but you have to think outside the box. You have to expand yourself. Like I have a buddy at work. His group will play nothing but D&D 5e, nothing else whatsoever. And it's just like, dude, come on, play some other games.
Critical Role made a big thing about that. That's why 5e got super popular.
Yeah.
It's because of places, games like Critical Role, and there's a new one that he got out, Legends of Arturus.
Oh, is that their own game now?
I don't think it's out yet, but I bet you it's in develop somewhere.
Yeah.
That group is getting popular.
Oh, it's not, has nothing to do with them. It's somebody else. Okay.
Yeah. I think they play 5e stuff though.
And I really have nothing against 5e. 5e Basic, the free document, is actually pretty cool when you break it down and try to play it. Just the basic free document is actually not that bad. I played 5e for a little bit, and it just wasn't for me. It gave me a bit of a headache, so I stopped playing it. And I was like, why am I bothering? And the community around it's kind of weird. I don't really mean to bash the community. I don't want to bash them at all, but they're just kind of weird the way they deal with things. So
they're very gatekeepy wise.
Yeah,
it has to be my way, or you don't get to play. And if you don't follow a certain ideology, you can't play in my game.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Then there's a lot of, well, Matt Mercer doesn't do it that way. It's like, who fucking cares if Matt Mercer does it that way?
Matt Mercer doesn't care what Matt Mercer does. Matt Mercer just is there to make money.
That's like people are like, we're playing AD&D or everything like that. Well, Guy. It's like, no, Gary doesn't care. Gary changed the rules every time he farted as he got older. The dude would do different things. So
let's just be honest. They're there to play their game the way they want to play it.
That's fine. Play the game how you want to play it. You own the books. Play it.
And their way of playing might change.
Right.
Matt Mercer and Gary Gygax. I mean, they played like they want to play, whatever the way they want to play.
Yeah, and Gary constantly changed rules and made up shit along the way. So you can't actually say, well, Gary, no. And the people that follow AD&D by the law, dude, don't do that. That is an awful task to do because the game is written. It's hard to understand half the stuff going on in that game. And even Gygax himself didn't play by his own rules. So, but yeah, there's the OSR out there and they do their own thing, which some people say are dying. I don't know. Old school Renaissance, old school role playing. It's a community that I'm not really in. My community has never been a community. I consider role playing a hobby. I'm not part of a community. I play role playing games for fun. I do YouTube channels for fun. I do podcasting for fun. Yeah.
You're not part of the community?
No.
You have to join the community. Drink the Kool-Aid.
No. I'm not part of
OSR Kool-Aid.
I'm not part. I'm just an old school gamer. And old school gaming is just meaning that my roots are from the 80s, and that's the old style school of role-playing games was back then. And I take that and I apply that to all games I play. I just use that spirit of gaming and just apply it to whatever game. That's it. It's not a movement or I'm trying to start an OSG thing. No, I'm just a gamer. That's it. And I enjoy gaming. And I do videos here on this channel only for the simple fact that I just want other people to see the games out there. You know what, Jeff? Remember when I did all those Star Wars videos for when we were playing Star Wars for first edition Star Wars?
Yeah.
I still get people to
channel too.
Right. And I still get people that comment on that and say, thank you very much for these videos. I appreciate it. This really helped me and my group. So I do videos on my channel that sure, maybe don't right away get hundreds and hundreds of views, but they get views for the long run. They're actual video content for people who are looking for these games. I know me personally, when I start looking at a new game, for example, I have Rift sitting here right next to me because we're playing Rifts. And say, I had this on my shelf and I'm just like, hey, Jeff, you want to play Rifts? And you're like, well, of course I want to play Rifts. I love playing gaming. And I said, great, Jeff. And the first thing I would do is I would read this book. And then what I would do is I would go to YouTube and say, Rifts RPG. and see what people were talking about.
I like
So
Rick's little comment here. I don't want to call it OSR, OSG. I don't want to call it. It's just old school way. I think that's the best way to put it. And I believe that the old school way is so much of allowing players to do what they want. I forget
it's
what's
been
called
judgment calls.
Well, no, not judgment calls, but allowing people to homebrew. That's the word, homebrew their own ideas into your game. Will you allow me to do this? Will you allow me to do that? I think that's the old school way of thinking about RPGs.
Uh,
Allowing,
yeah, allowing thinking outside the box and adjudications on the fly.
yeah, I
That's what
think that's
mostly it is.
yeah, I believe that's what really the old school way is.
And I remember interviewing Tracy Hickman way back when I was doing Roll for Initiative, and he had the best story about that when he was sitting on a plane, and these two guys had the D&D books in front of them, and I forget what edition he said it was. It might have been third or fourth, who knows. And they were flipping around the book, and they were arguing about some topic and stuff, and they're like, "Well, it's not in the book. How do we do this? Well, it's got to be in there somewhere." And then he, after the flight landed, and he's walking by. And he just said to them, he goes, "Just because it's in the book doesn't mean you can't do it, guys. You can do whatever you want. It's your game." And he just kept walking.
Yeah,
And
it's
they
just like
may have not known it was him, but
right.
you can do whatever you want. You don't need a book to tell you what to do.
So I think that's like I said before. I think that's the old school way of OSG, OSR, OSW. That's what we really want, is the fact that you bring your own ideas to the game, and the games are guideline, not so much a concrete rule.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of like our game, our upcoming Shadowrun game, where you were having a problem with my character.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff. I really couldn't figure out a way to make that work, so I had to talk to you about that and figure out another way to get around it for you.
Yeah. So
But
my character concept was a medic, magical medic guy who would use chemicals instead of spells. Kind of like alchemy, but alchemy is not in the 2E book.
right, there's no
Pokey
alchemy.
is,
Yeah,
enchanting is, but not alchemy.
yeah. That wasn't. I think that was more 5e that did that.
Mm-hmm.
So we figured out another way for you just by using you were kind of more of a tech guy doing medical things and transferring it into pellet guns with darts or something like that, which
Mm-hmm.
made it easier to do because it didn't work with magic the way the magic system set up. So that's why we didn't do it that way. It just wouldn't work the way I wanted it to do, to be fair to you and fair to the system.
Right. Well, you have to, as a DM, you have to judge it. If you can't judge it because it doesn't make sense with the system, and then it doesn't make sense to be there in the first place.
Right. And you and I sat there and we tried to figure it out. And Rick was trying to give ideas for it as well. And he was trying his best too. There just wasn't a way to make magic work the way you wanted it to do for that. So unfortunately, we had to move on from the concept. And you were like, all right, whatever.
I'll still keep the character. Just have to change a few tweaks.
Yeah. Is he almost done? I forgot to ask you that.
Every time I try to finish it, something comes along the way. I'm still buying stuff for gear. His stats are done. His skills are done. Everything's done except for the gear.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like I was saying, I do things on this channel for the enjoyment of others to find it. I don't really care about numbers and everything like that. I'm not focused on, oh, I don't have 5 million views on this one video. I don't really care. I do this for fun. It's all fun. Fun for you when we do our videos, right, Jeff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm here to enjoy my time and to talk about the things I want to talk about, and I want my opinion to be heard, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
glad. And I want your guys' to be heard too. That's why I always encourage comments, because I'm wrong about things. There's things that I don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
right, and
Jeff's
I
always
want
wrong.
to be corrected. Yeah, that's right. According to my wife.
I know your wife, and she's right. So Lauren's, she's back there going, yes, someone's on my side.
So that's why I'm always encouraging comments on these videos, because I want to know what you guys think. I want to be corrected if I'm wrong. I want to be, I want to be have positive comments when I'm right. That's why I'm always trying to encourage the viewers to comment.
Right. And I'm sure we made many mistakes while playing our games, but we still had fun playing them, so we don't care.
Absolutely. And trust me, we got some feedback about about when we get the system wrong about something.
Yeah. Wow. What are we going to do?
Yeah, we're working on I don't think we have that book available to us, but yeah, we're working on some sort of paintball gun, dart shooting gun.
Yeah, I didn't use the supplement books because I want to get used to running the game with just the core book first, because you're not supposed to add supplements onto a game you're not very familiar with after playing. I haven't played it in like 30 years, so, and it's probably the best edition to play that I remember. 5e is just awful for Shadowrun. So,
what's the major difference between 2e and 5e? Why do you think 5e is so bad?
It has 5e is just it was streamlined with the target numbers and everything, and all you have to do is just roll above a certain number. 2e gave the GM the freedom to make the target numbers anything, whatever they wanted. So that's one of the major things I like about it. I also like and I think we discussed this the last time, how the book is presented, how it's like 80s future tech or something like that, or what do we call retro tech or something?
We call it 80s retro sci-fi future.
Yeah. So that's what I like about it also. It's presented in a different time, and I like that line art style of the book and how everything's presented in its 80s prediction of the future.
Yes, so, if you go back in time, you see the different depictions of the future in different eras. Like if you go back in the 50s, how there's rockets everywhere, everyone's wearing a spacesuit, and even
the
go
Jetsons.
before that. Yeah, and then that's the 60s, and you go to the 80s where everything's mohawked, spiked hair, kind of this dispository. I forget.
Did you say depository? What?
I forget the word for it, but where everything's the slums and back alleys and broken down.
Maybe, I don't know.
So you see different future depictions in different eras. This was just particularly the 80s.
So let me ask your opinion. What do you think about the new D&D that's coming out? One D&D. Are you going to take a look at it, or it's just way off your radar? You don't give a crap.
It's WotC, so one, I don't care. Two, from what I understand, they're trying to make up for what they did in the past, right? Screwing over their customers by saying, "Well, we're going to take your stuff and not pay you for it."
Yeah.
I think they'll eventually come around to the point where they'll try to screw over people again, but they're like, "Look, we're not trying to screw you over right now."
Wow.
I think it's a good idea to put it online. It's a smart idea. Unfortunately, I know for a fact that they're going to complain about it in the future when people start stealing their books and supplements and whatnot online, and getting free versions of their online tabletop. I just know what they're going to complain about somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always going to be people that are stealing books no matter what. So,
yeah. I think the best way, if you want to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that I hit my phone by accident.
I think the best way to combat that was, I forgot who put it out, but someone put out a free version of their book. It wasn't as everything is in their full version, but it gave enough that someone wanted to play the game. And if you want to buy it, hey, there's the full version of it. I forgot who put it out, but I think that was the absolutely best idea ever.
Rick likes 3E Shadowrun is his favorite. I never really played 3. I have the core book for 3E, but most of my library is consists of 1E, 2E, 4E anniversary or 20th anniversary, and that's it. The 5E book I got rid of. The other one I gave to Corey. Well, he actually bought it off me. And the 6th edition book that I got, when we decided we weren't playing 6th edition, I read it myself. It was just trash, and I decided to throw it back and get rid of it. So we're not going to play it. And there might be a 7th edition coming out. We don't know, but Catalyst Games swears that there's not going to be one.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did, but listen to your customers, to your true customers, not just your woke customers, like some other corporations do. You know, kind of. I understand streamlining it, but make it to where you can have different versions in there. So some people like Vince can have their own difficulty numbers they want to set instead of just streamlining it.
I mean, you could do whatever you want with the books. I mean, I could take
Obviously, they're
5E and just make it like 2E, but I don't. I like the tech in 2E. I like how it's presented. I like the game itself. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Maybe what they can do is just take some of their old games and update the art to where it looked like, but it's just more updated. Maybe
I noticed that the Catalyst Games will not do a reprint of 2nd edition or put 2nd edition in their library.
Why not?
Because it's too popular, and they're afraid it's gonna. Seriously, this is my thought. They think it's too popular that it's going to overshadow their new edition, because everybody wants 2nd edition Shadowrun.
Oh, how dare we make money? Oh, good gravy.
They did a 1st edition reprint, and they put it in their library on Drive-Thru RPG for people to do, but they will not do 2nd edition. They did do it in the Humble Bundle that came out recently, where there was in there, but it was a odd printing of the book. I think it was like 6th edition revised printing as opposed to the 11th. And their claim is they don't have access to the old FOSSA files, is what their claim is.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a YouTuber out there, I don't remember his name, and I apologize for it, but the dude,
real quick before you continue this thought,
I don't really care.
Wow.
I'm making a point. He actually reached out. Pink Fohawk, that's his name. Pink Fohawk, that's his name.
There you go. Pink Fohawk on YouTube.
Yeah. He reached out to Catalyst Games, and he was questioning why they had the certain edition in the Humble Bundle that was out, I think it was a couple months ago, maybe 6, I don't know. And they admitted that they didn't have the FOSSA files for the 11th edition revised printing, which is the most current one. I don't understand how they don't have that, because they bought everything from FOSSA. And he talked to them, and apparently he voluntarily gave up his book to send it to them so they can scan it and put it up for people. And the negotiations fell through. Why? I think, and they stopped doing the process and they gave him his book back. Why? I think too many people want 2nd edition, and they're afraid that 2nd edition is going to outshine their 6E sales. That's just my thought. Too many people play 2nd edition still.
I would suggest, if they would ever listen to this show ever, is like, why not put out 2nd edition, right? And just make new supplements for it. It's like Windows is great, but Windows, Windows 95 was great, but then they came out with Windows 98 and Windows 2000. We will not speak about Windows X, but they kept the same product and they just kept updating it to make it better, more user friendly.
Yeah, it's just like Wizards of the Coast. Why wouldn't you own all of D&D from the beginning to the end? You own all of it. So why wouldn't you make a couple supplements of the old school gaming, AD&D, for example? Very, very popular, AD&D.
Oh, I agree.
AD&D 2, just as popular. You could be making, bank, but they don't want to do it because those editions are troublesome.
Problematic, I believe is the word they use.
Was it problematic? And they're embarrassed by those editions. So, but that's a different story. Catalyst, on the other hand, shouldn't have an issue with any of it.
Yeah, they never really put anything out there other than, different races. Orcs, dwarves, elves, but at one time were all human. They just got changed.
Yeah. And there's nothing that there's problematic or whatever troublesome about the old Shadowruns. So I don't see a reason why they're holding back on this whole project. But I guess that's something for them, and they don't care. So whatever. All right. Looks like we've been streaming for a little while now. Why don't we just head out for tonight? Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. And members here get to enjoy the afterplay. And then when a couple days go by, I'll release this to the general public for everybody else to watch. Probably Sunday. What do you think?
Sounds good.
And we'll be back next Friday, hopefully at an earlier time.
Hopefully.
Depending on Jeff. So
yeah, depending on me. This show runs totally on me.
Well, I can't do it alone, Jeff. So yes, it kind of
right.
runs.
You need a little help these days.
I can't sit here talking to myself for an hour or so.
Get a little bit gray beard in there. You can't handle yourself. I got you.
Whatever. Jalapeno poppers to you, sir.
Most people don't understand that reference.
I know. All right, well, I'm going to head out. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember, this channel is all about learning and all about gaming. No clickbait and no drama here at all whatsoever. We're a good channel. Good night, everybody.